Welcome to the Stizzy Chronicles. I'm Stizzy, and on this channel, I chronicle my life as an RV newbie. I live full-time in this 30-foot RV, and today we're going to be hanging out in the kitchen. Now, I'm currently parked in Florida. Since I'm in Florida, I figure might as well get a little crazy and try something new. And I got a hold of some gator meat. Now, I have never cooked gator meat before, but I've had it. I've had it in restaurants. I've tried gator bites, and most recently, I've tried, it was a gator burger mixed with pork. So a gator meat pork mix, something like that, but it was delicious. Now, I'm not much of a cook, and I'm trying to fix that. I want to be better when it comes to making some meals in the kitchen. I also want to make sure I'm able to cook for my fur babies. So we're going to start off with an experiment. And I'm going to take these two comments that were sent, combine them into one, and we're going to try it right now. We're going on a culinary adventure. Now, with the comments that I received, I am going to make some small changes. For one, it was suggested that I put hot sauce seasoning in the mix. I'm not a fan of hot sauce. In fact, I can barely eat Takis. So we're not going to go that route. We're going to remove that. And then also, I was given some suggestions, but I didn't have all the details on how to actually cook the meat. So I actually pulled a recipe offline that has the components that were mentioned in the ingredients. Now, the thing that I'm most excited about is actually touching the meat. I want to see what it feels like. I want to see what it smells like. So we're going to get it prepped and ready so we can start cleaning it. It's kind of, the smell, it's not a strong fish scent, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of fish. I can't tell you what type of fish though. Definitely doesn't smell like steak or chicken. Can't quite put my finger on it. Can't quite describe it, but let's get it out of here. Oh, buddy. The consistency so far seems maybe similar to fish as well. It's like falling apart as I'm pulling it out. Okay. Well, is it already cut? I wanted to see. Let's just use the whole hand. Okay, so I didn't expect it to fall apart like this. Okay. So do they consider this seafood? Like, what category does this fall under? Let's put that in there. Wash the hands again. Let me go ahead and let you see what this meat actually looks like up close. So I have 3 bowls here because I'm going to cut some pieces off, put it to the side for the dogs. I'm not going to season that. I'm not going to fry that. Probably just throw it on the pan so we can see how they respond to it. And then the other 2 is because one of the comments said to actually clean the meat with vinegar, but they didn't specify white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. I looked it up because I was a little confused. I was like, why are we using vinegar? I learned that's a great way to clean your meat instead of putting it under the sink and splashing meat contaminants all over the place. At least that's what the internet said. So I'm curious to see if I use white vinegar, is it going to affect the taste? And if I use apple cider vinegar, will it affect the taste? So we're actually going to soak the meat in both options. And once again, I'm just going to put some to the side for the dogs that won't be seasoned at all. Let's see. All right. So let's try to get it at the halfway point. That should do. White vinegar, I don't know how long it needs to sit, so I'm giving it about 30 minutes. Hopefully that's enough. And then we got our apple cider vinegar. Now, life, of course, would be much easier if I have gloves, but I did order some gloves and it's not going to be here in time. So let's go for it. Waste not, want not. Get every little piece in there. And wash your hands again. We're going to let that sit and clean or marinate or clean and marinate, whatever it's doing. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't really know. They said put vinegar with the meat. I'm putting vinegar with the meat. Now I'm going to let that sit in the vinegar while it does whatever it's doing. In the meantime, I'm going to start prepping for the sauce that we're going to make as well as the batter. Where are the instructions? Now the recipe that we're using today requires 1 pound of Florida alligators, which we have, 4 cups of cornmeal. I have cornmeal, pre-cooked white cornmeal. I didn't know there was uncooked cornmeal, so that was kind of confusing. 2 cups of buttermilk, which I have here. And I think I've had food with buttermilk in it, but I'm kind of curious to see what it tastes like straight out of the container. I'm just going to drink about an ounce of it, see what it tastes like. Like, I think I've had buttermilk pancakes. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. I should have smelled it first. It smells like cheese. And it tastes like, it's kind of like a little sour. Maybe like a yogurt flavor. Interesting. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. Moving on. So those are the ingredients that we need for the alligator. Pound of alligator, cornmeal, buttermilk. Then we're going to be making a honey mustard dipping sauce. So I have honey. We're going to be use Dijon mustard. Now, I actually wound up getting both by accident. I have stone ground mustard and Dijon. I'm going to just try to make a mix to see the difference, just to see how they taste, because this popped up under Dijon as well, even though it says stone ground. I don't know what that means. Well, I guess we'll taste that later. In addition to the honey and the mustard, we're also going to need mayonnaise, fresh parsley. Now, I did attempt to purchase parsley, and by purchase, I mean I ordered online to pick up at the store. It wasn't until I got home that I realized that the parsley was out of stock. So we don't have parsley. The ingredients or the recipe also says cayenne pepper to taste. We don't need to taste that at all. So that won't be in our mix. And then sea salt and fresh ground pepper also to taste. I do have some salt and pepper. The real question is the to taste part, because I usually, to be honest, don't do a lot of seasoning of my food. I do like the basics, like some onion powder and some garlic powder, and then I just move on. And I only put that on so people don't make fun of me. But overall, I'll just eat food as bland as it comes. Now, when other people cook and they put seasoning on, I'm just thrilled. But I don't really care to put forth any effort in seasoning my food when I cook it myself. But that's what we're trying to change, okay? So, we have our ingredients here. So we're going to go ahead and start getting everything ready. Let's see. We can start with the cornmeal. Well, actually, you know what? When we finish cleaning the meat, I'm going to soak it in buttermilk. This recipe doesn't say it, but another recipe that I came across was like soak it in the buttermilk for like 2 to 4 hours. It's a long time, but I don't know if we're gonna see about the 2 to 4. So I am gonna, after I soak it in the vinegar, soak it again in some buttermilk. And so we don't need to mix that just yet. But I can start on a honey mustard dipping sauce. So we'll do that. So with our dipping sauce, we're going to try both of these mustards. We'll put the stone ground mustard in this black one. And I'll hopefully remember that because this one got weird little colors in it. And then this one is kind of plain solid. It's going to go in the blue label, blue bowl. That's how we're going to work that out. So we need 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. We'll put that in both bowls. Probably a little, obviously I'm probably cheating and doing more, but hey, it's okay. All right, mayonnaise complete. Next up, we need 6 tablespoons of honey. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 because I have a sweet tooth. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's all my dang on honey. So hopefully these sauces are quite delicious. Next up, we're going to be adding our mustards. You sit there for a second while I get these open. It's a little spicy smelling. Okay. Doesn't look like anything in there spicy though. Okay, that's good. For a second, I thought I smelled horseradish. Well, that's the best I can do as far as shaking well. All right. Let's see what this tastes like. Okay. What is that? Okay. It got a little something. A little kick of some sort. Made my mouth water a little bit. Let me try one more time. Just make sure. Ooh. They sure ain't no horseradish in here. Wait a minute now. Yeah. Anywho. So we're going to put some of that in there. How many do I need again? Forgot. 3 tablespoons. Now this is interesting because it's like orange juice with pulp in it. You got to chew. 3 tablespoons. Ooh. That came out looking real weird. Okay. Now for the Dijon. Has white wine in it. Exciting. I don't know if all Dijon has wine in it or just this particular brand. Get your shake on. I got to rinse you off. Now, 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Now, as far as adding salt and pepper, okay. So we got some ground black pepper and some handcrafted sea salt, whatever that means. Now they say when it comes to seasoning, you should listen to the ancestors. I don't hear them. Okay, so we just gonna have to go with our instinct. I really like. Is that a lot? It feels like a lot to me, but I've seen people on cooking channels and they go ham. Speaking of which, this is one guy. I absolutely love his channel. I believe he's in one of the Carolinas. And he first came across my feed. And he was cooking a lot of chickens. But I think he done figured out the hot spot. Because he is now doing a lot of exotic meats. Now that's something that I want to do myself. So you think gator may be, I don't know, some of you may be like, well, that's interesting. I would never eat gator. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I want gator. I want snake. The guy, he's cooked bear paws and bear legs. I want all of that. Think of Fear Factor. The weird stuff they used to eat on Fear Factor, that's what I want to try. Now, I don't want to try the stuff that pops up on social media where it's food that's absolutely disgusting and people are trying to see if they can eat it without throwing up. No, I don't want that stuff. I want stuff that people actually enjoy, but it's just not something that you see in your common grocery stores. And I want to learn how to cook it. Now, ideally, I would just actually pull up to this guy's house, find a spot where I can park the RV and live there, and he just cooks and I eat the leftovers. But, you know, you don't always get what you want. Is that enough, ancestors? Okay, a little more salt, just a little bit. Okay. Both of them? Okay. The pepper seemed kind of strong. I can smell it. It's making me sneeze. I'm not putting no more in there. You okay with that? Thank you. The ancestor said that's fine. Hold on. Keep it. Don't. I'm okay. No, I'm not. About to put a mask on. Okay, let's get our Dijon mixed in. Now, I actually love honey mustard sauce. I never knew how to make it. So now I could probably start making it myself. Maybe with no pepper next time. I feel like with the mayonnaise, this actually needs to be blended. I think I have a whisker. Let's go ahead and use that. I'm actually using tools that have been sitting in my kitchen for ages. For the first time. I also went and bought some new gadgets and gadgets. I have a meat thermometer. I have a grill tong, a regular tong, and then I guess a skimmer, which I hope is the same thing that they use when they pulling food out of the grease. I have that as well. I also bought a knife, a chef's knife. I just feel like just by association, I can cook now. I'm also going to get to use my my tar pot. That's not it. Hold on. It's a pot that's black pot tar looking thing. Camping. They use it a lot for camping. What is it called? Cast iron grill. I get to use my cast iron grill. It's back there somewhere. Now it has been used before, just not by me. A lot of times I'll buy stuff because people tell me to buy it, and then they cook in the house for me. So I'm making growing up, becoming an adult. I'm trying to do better with my habits. And one of the things that I usually do is cook, make a mess, and leave it there for days. I'm going to try to do what most people recommend. Clean as you cook. So I do have the hot water going. I'm about to wash the dishes that I've made that I no longer need. And while we're on the topic of the hot water, for those of you who have been with the channel for a while, it's still leaking. I threw on the heater yesterday to check to see if we were still seeing some leakage, and we are. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Now that we're connected to the city water, I'm also seeing a lot more water come out of the toilet, so we got to figure that out. But right now we're going to focus on the gator meat. Just be on the lookout for some upcoming videos to try to continue with that search. Now it's time for everything to marinate. The purple bowl has the apple cider vinegar meat. The brown regular size bowl has the white vinegar meat. And we'll leave it in there for about an hour to 2 hours. The exact time is undetermined. While it's in the fridge, I'm going to be doing other stuff. Whenever that other stuff is done, that's when I'll come back to this. And that's how long it will be sitting. I still have this meat that I set aside for the fur babies. We're going to go ahead and cook it just in the regular pot, no seasoning. I will put some olive oil on the pan just to make sure it doesn't stick. And then we're going to check to see how the fur babies like gator meat. Time to let the fur babies in. Let's see if they like gator meat. Come on, B-Rabbit. All right, Waka, down. Good girl. There you go. B-Rabbit, there you go. What's the matter, Waka? You don't like it? You didn't even try it yet. Waka likes it. What about you, B-Rabbit? Okay. Waka, leave it. You already had yours. Waka definitely enjoyed it. B-Rabbit, he don't know if he like it or not.
2 hours later.
So now it's time to mix up the flour in the cornmeal and we can start getting ready to get this fried up. The good thing is it doesn't take that long to fry. So once everything gets heated up to the proper temperature, I only have to leave the nuggets in there for about 2 to 3 minutes and it should be ready. So the rest of the process shouldn't take too much longer. Only thing that makes me nervous though is I've never fried food. Like I've used the air fryer before, but never actually oil in a pan. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm ready to do this because I'm gonna have some oil left over. I'll still have some batter left over, and I have some chicken thawing in the fridge. So tomorrow I'm gonna do it all again, but with chicken. What's next? Let me look at my recipe. The recipe that I'm using mentions cornmeal, but not flour. However, it was suggested that I do cornmeal and flour. So I'm going to just do like a 50-50 mix. This is suggesting 4 cups of cornmeal. So I'll do 2 cups of cornmeal, 2 cups of flour. If that's not the proper way to do it, y'all let me know in the comments so I can try it again. Remember, I have another pound of alligator meat still in the freezer. I do want to try something different. One of the suggestions as far as how to prepare it was tacos, alligator tacos. I love me some shrimp tacos, so I do want to try that. But then I'm also curious about maybe putting it on the grill. We shall see. And I have a little alligator connect, so once I go through that extra pound that I have, I can always buy some more. Now that I have my alligator hookup, hopefully I can get a bear meat hookup, snake meat hookup, and any other crazy things that can go in your belly. I want one of those hookups too. When it comes to crazy food, the only thing I'm not willing to try is eating anything while still alive. So no live octopus, no, I'm not doing that. Or anything that we just know is gross. I'm not trying to do that. I want to actually enjoy the experience. So that's 2 cups right there. Looks like I'm gonna need some scissors. Oh wait, nope. Strength will do. We're gonna do another 2 cups of this cornmeal. Start dipping it. And now that I think about it, I probably should have started with the grease, getting that heated up. Whoops. Just making a mess. Okay, so what exactly is this? Oh. I don't know. Kind of remind me of muffin mix. Okay, now, it's a lot more than I anticipated. Originally, it was supposed to go in this purple bowl, which makes more sense. And then I wound up putting, I'm trying to remember which one is this. I think this is the white vinegar. This is the meat that was sitting in the white vinegar. I wound up putting that in there. Just get that mixed up. I feel like this is way more than I need. Looks like a good 50-50 blend. I see both the flour and the cornmeal mixed in there, so it should be mixed pretty good. Now what I gotta do. So we let that sit in the buttermilk. Now it's just a matter of placing the meat in here, and then it'll be ready to be dropped in the fryer. Let's start warming up the grease. The recipe doesn't really say how much of the oil to put in the pan, so I guess that's just up to me. I do know that one way to tell if the meat is cooked is apparently it starts to rise to the top, so I need to make sure it's enough to at least give it some space to rise up. The poor cast iron pot, it's a little ashy. I hope that's not a problem. I'm pretty sure that means I didn't wash it properly. I know there's a certain way you're supposed to wash this, but if it was seasoned with flavor or whatever, that flavor's long gone. We got vegetable oil, so kind of like I'm eating vegetables as well, I suppose. Okay. Is that enough? I hope so, because that's how much I'm putting in there. I think that's good. Get this on. And it says with the fryer, heated up to 350, so it's possible they're referring to an air fryer. I'm hoping that with this cool little meat thermometer, I can test the temperature of the oil. I'm a little scared that this fire alarm's going to go off. I got to be ready for that. And while that's heating up, I'll start dumping the meat and get it prepped and ready to be dropped. It's dipping time. I had to open up the front door because, as I guessed, the fire alarm did go off. I'm hearing popping. Hold on. Apparently, I needed at 350. It's getting there. We had 293. A little bit more. I'm just staying back though. Yeah, I don't like that part. Why is it popping? I thought it was supposed to only pop if there's water in there. Okay. Are you at 350 yet? Nope. Just a little bit above 300. A little bit longer. Go ahead and get my yummies. And my new tools. No, I need to do that. What about now? You trying? We got 313, 315. That's enough. That is enough. That thing hit 365. It said get it to 350. We good to go. Got a little strainer here. A spaghetti strainer. So once I take it out, I'll put it in there, then transfer it to the plate. Okay. I really just don't drop it. Just okay. Oh, okay. All right. We frying now. They said don't. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to set my alarm. Set an alarm for 2 minutes and 33 seconds. I know what's going to happen. I'm not burning nothing yet. Chill out. Oh, maybe I am. Oh, damn. Take it off. Oh, buddy. This is dangerous. Ah. We got 1 more minute. 1 more minute left on the timer. Oh, 16 seconds, that's enough. That is enough. All right, stop the timer. Start it again. Okay, oh wait, not yet. Hold on, pause. Let me actually put it in there first. Look at that, y'all. I'm frying gator meat. Nervous. Real nervous, but I'm doing it. I probably shouldn't in the RV because it's gonna smell like grease for the next 3 weeks. But it's too late now. We committed. Right, resume. I don't know if I'm supposed to mess with it. I'm gonna just leave it alone. But some of that ain't going underneath. Gotta flip it a little bit. Still hot. Turned it down a little bit so it's not as hot. As we get it back up a little bit, it need to be at 350. Yep. It's at 288. When it was at 350, it made me uncomfortable. So it's just gonna stay and I'll cook it for a little longer when the timer go off. This need to be flipped. Both sides greased up. Okay, so that is 2 minutes and 33 seconds. I'm letting it cook a little bit longer because it's not as hot. So I don't want it to cook too long because that's how it gets chewy apparently. That's enough. It's not as crispy. Don't have the same color to it. We're gonna have some light-skinned ones. All right, turn this off. Let that cool down a little bit. Ooh, that scared me. Cause I ain't dipped the other batch yet. You settle down there. Okay. All right, let's dip some more. So I cleaned up a bit, just the table. Put away, what did I put away? I put away the flour, I put away the cornmeal. I have way too much of both of those. I don't know what the heck to do with it. We finished both batches. This is the batch that was pretty much washed in apple cider vinegar. This is the one that was in white vinegar. Then we have our honey mustard mix. This one is the stone ground mustard. And then this is Dijon. Once we're done taste testing, then I will, of course, have to do the dishes and clean up all that oil. I'm going to go ahead and save the oil that I started to use because I'm going to just use it for my chicken. I'm going to try this again. Hopefully I don't burn down the kitchen. I already put the battery back in the fire alarm, so safety first. Now it's time to eat some gator meat. So we're going to start off with just tasting it. Well, I definitely do taste the apple cider vinegar. I wonder if I was supposed to rinse it off after I cleaned it. I don't know what the vinegar was for, y'all. I didn't know how to do it. Now, the white vinegar, let's give that a taste. That piece was a little chewy, might have been left in there a little too long. I wish I could describe the taste for the people who haven't had it before. I can tell you it doesn't taste like chicken. It doesn't taste like steak. Doesn't taste like bacon. Doesn't taste like any of that. It has I would say the consistency is more like a fish than it is any other meat. It doesn't have a strong flavor though. I don't feel like the flavor like kicks you in the face. But it's fun to eat. Now we're going to try it with our honey mustard. Our Dijon honey mix. It's not quite like what I'm used to buying in the store. I'm not gonna lie, I like the store version a lot better. I'm not really, I mean, it's not like I don't like it, but I don't like it enough for me to be like, I'm gonna make my own honey mustard at home. Unless I work with the ingredients and try to figure out the perfect blend. Now, this one I'm a little nervous about because I already know it got a little kick. I don't know. Maybe it's just the mustard itself, that mustard seed. But it just got a little something, little tang to it. It's another chewy one. Some of them I've had are chewy. So I know I cooked it for too long. And then some of them are just like the perfect texture. Well, I'm going to continue to eat this. I hope you enjoyed cooking with Stizzy when non-cookers cook. For those of you who are interested in maybe eating your own gator meat, I will include the recipe that I use. It was just one that I found online. I just grabbed it and said, hey, let's go. If there's anything that you would have done differently, let me know in the comments. I think for sure I was supposed to rinse off the apple cider vinegar because I'll definitely taste it each time I eat this. Do I taste the vinegar? The white vinegar doesn't stand out as much, but apple cider vinegar definitely does change the way the flavor tastes. But anyway, this is fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.